Welcome back to another episode of The Bonding of Moonpir, Boston Rebirth. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always in Interventions in the Basement is Moonpir.
Hello.
Let's just dive right into it. Boy, today's daily sucked.
Yeah, it really did, didn't it?
It came up and it was like, before you hit start run or start daily or whatever it says. I've only done it like 100 times. It was the Lost, and I was like, okay, well, this will be an interesting day. And then I see...
And it's Sunday.
It's Sunday, so everybody say along with us. Normal mode, Mega Satan.
Yay.
That was such a hard run.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those Lost runs where the game just has it out for you from basically the first room.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't help when you kill a couple of those fly hives, whatever they're called. And instead of flies, you get a burning jumper come straight out of it and land on your head, basically.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think I died to something really stupid. It wasn't even like a boss or like a trap room or anything. I think it was just a normal old room, which is frustrating.
The exact same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
It was just, today was just one of those runs where it's like, no, you're not getting anything you want to happen. None of that is happening this time.
Yeah.
You are boned.
I'm trying to think if there were any other interesting daily runs this week. I feel like most of them were okay.
Yeah, there were two ones I made note of, because that's right, folks, I'm taking notes again of my actual dailies. And for the Patronus listeners who are watching, you can see the top section is my Isaac section.
Oh, nice.
Above the line. There was Thursday's Nightmare Maggie run, with no attack, no strength, no nothing like that on it.
Right, the super long Maggie run.
Yep, where you died on boss rush, and I'm glad I missed it. Because I don't think I could have done that boss rush even with the minuscule upgrades that we had at the time.
I think I had enough health, but I think the problem was if you get 0 Maggie speed upgrades, the bosses in boss rush are like just a little bit faster than you are. So just over wave after wave, I was just losing like 1 or 1.5 hearts every wave, and it was just a battle of attrition, and they won.
Yep. I believe I won that day somehow. Thank you, missing boss rush by seconds. Yay. Yeah. The other one we had was the fantastic Isaac run on Friday, where it just felt like a cornucopia of delights after the Maggie run.
Yeah, I love those runs where it's like, ooh, I got that. I'm really strong. Ooh, oh, hello. Oh, interesting.
It was a case of kick you in the teeth on Thursday and then pay for your dentist bill on Friday kind of situation. Mm-hmm. It was just so good.
Oh, man.
But yes, in accordance with the rules of the podcast, the score for this week is a grand total 4 to you, 3 to me.
You lost one of the runs this week by like 200 points? 300 points?
Yep.
A little too close for my comfort, sir.
I think that was actually the Isaac run. That was the really great run on Friday, and it was like, oh, come on. Just because what killed me about that was you beat me in an exploration.
Oh, did I?
And it was one of those things where it's like, if I would have just done my normal thing instead of going for the time bonus, I would have been fine. But no.
That's frustrating.
When you're that powerful as well, you can walk into a room, wipe her out in seconds, and get on to the next one. Yep. Mitigating the time penalty versus the exploration bonus. Like, those runs are my jam, because it's like, I'm going to get in, kill everything, get out, problem solved.
Yeah, well, it's hard for... What I find is it's hard for me to beat my natural inclination to just, like, push through as fast as I can. Like, when you're that powerful, it's just like, you go into a room, you blink, and everything's dead, and it's just like, all right, I'm just not going to stop holding left. Like, let's just keep going.
Yep, and whereas I'm the opposite, where it's hard for me to make boss rush on standard runs, because I can't stop my natural inclination to explore everywhere.
There has to be something in this next room.
Yep. And there never is. It's a penny, if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other than the dailies, I mean, let's talk about the OG4, I believe it is. I think it's the OG4. Isaac, Maggie,
Cain, Samson.
Is Samson one of the... Okay, never mind on Samson.
It's either Samson or Judas.
I think it's Judas.
Okay.
Because Judas is I'm missing his lamb hard mode tick. In fact, I'm just missing his lamb tick period on his post-it note.
Hashtag lamb tick.
Yes. However, I did completely knock out Isaac's post-it note at last after ignoring it for the longest time.
Ooh.
Which I believe I did that last week. So this week I thought, let's just get the OG4 all organized. Went on with Maggie. Completed Maggie's post-it note. Which I was very happy with finally getting Maggie's out of the way, especially considering my shift on opinions for her as we've gotten through and I've gotten better and better. I'm just glad to finally have her stuff completely ticked off. So I don't have to worry about doing any of her stuff ever again. Thank goodness.
I was just looking up which the original characters were in the original Binding of Isaac. It's Isaac, Maggie, Cain, Judas, and then Blue Baby. And then in a patch later, Eve and Samson were added.
Okay.
So
yeah, it was the OG 4 classes kind of thing.
That's cool.
I also completed Cain's post-it note.
Wow.
So I think I'm now at 5 or 6 post-it notes completed.
Getting close.
Those 3. I'm missing 1 tick on Judas's, which is the lamb tick. And I, for some reason, I've already done the Losts because that was the first post-it note I completed way back when.
I remember.
I don't even know why I did it that way, but I did. That's fine.
You just have to get the hardest stuff out of the way.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to continue my slow but steady progression through the rotation of characters to try and unlock all of the items, and then the nightmare starts of trying to figure out what I haven't picked up yet.
Yeah. Yeah, at least that's a little bit easier because you have the in-game item list, so you can just sort of compare and contrast between a list online where it's like, okay, I'm on page 4, and it's this, okay, that one's that, alright, I just gotta find it.
Yeah. I do still have the challenges to do because some of those, in fact, not some of them, all of those DLC challenges just are nightmare. Yeah. They're all nightmare fuel, basically.
Yep.
So, I want to go back to do them, but then I sit there, go into the challenge list, and I see XXXXXXL, and I'm just like, nope, let's just do a normal one.
See you later.
And then right below that is speed, and it's just like, nope, let's just do a normal one. Yep. Oh, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've done, so what about you?
I actually have a lot to talk about this week because I've been playing a game on my PC that is intense for a lot of reasons that I'll talk about on TVGP this week, but because here's the secret, we record this before TVGP.
Shush!
I won't talk about. So I wanted to play something to sort of bring me down a little bit, a real relaxing game. So I thought, well, I'll play Binding of Isaac on my PC. And so I have Afterbirth Plus and plus like the 6 booster packs that came out or something like that. And seemingly every run I was doing, because I've done a handful of runs, got me at least 2 or 3 new items.
Nice.
So I thought I'd talk about a bunch of them. This is probably old news for anyone that's playing Afterbirth Plus, but a lot of these are really cool. I picked up Tarot Cloth, which when you pick it up, it drops a tarot card, but it will, for a lot of cards in the game, it doubles their effect when you use a tarot card.
It's okay, so for example, 2 diamonds, it would, instead of 2 times your money, it's 4 times.
Right, like Hierophant drops 4 hearts instead of 2.
That's really cool.
It's really cool. I picked up Jacob's Ladder, which you start firing electric tears. Whenever the tears hit something, whether it's like the wall or the floor or an enemy, it shoots off like 1 or 2 bolts of lightning off of it and hits other enemies.
Oh wow!
It was really strong.
Come on.
Yeah.
You this is just the tease Moonpir episode, isn't it? Come on.
I feel a little badly.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't lie like that.
I'm starting with the items that are the least good, and we're working our way up.
Oh, great.
I picked up the school bag, which gives you can hold 2 active items at a time.
Okay.
So
sounds insane.
That sounds pretty good. I did not really get a chance to use that. So
okay.
I picked up the sprinkler, which did not realize what it was when I picked it up because it's basically an eyeball on a stick. You plop it down and it spins around and shoots tears out, but the tears that you're currently shooting.
Okay, so let's say, for example, you have the beam laser, the beam tears.
Right.
It fires them out.
Pretty powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
I just had normal tears because I picked it up on a run that was sort of dying. But yeah, that seems pretty strong. I picked up a party hat, and it's called Bozo.
Okay.
All it really seems to do is there's a chance for an enemy to be feared or charmed for a little bit when you walk into a room.
Okay.
So, another instance of this game saying, "Oh, it's a hat. It's got to be bad."
Yeah, I see you, dunce cap.
Yeah. Oh God. I picked up Black Hole. I just have like 3 more items. Black Hole, which I thought it's got a 4 charge. Like I can't drop a black hole, can I? Yeah. You drop a black hole in the middle of the room and it sucks everything into the room, including rocks.
What?
So strong. It's
come on.
Like a lot of these are booster pack items now, and they're crazy. 2 more left. One is Mr. Me. It is a chest, and it took me a couple of floors to figure out how to use this, and I know for sure I don't know all the ways to use it.
Okay.
But when you use it, blue reticle appears that you can control, and after a couple of seconds, it stops, and a ghost goes out and hits the reticle. And I was sort of like, okay, that's interesting. So my first inclination was, well, I'm going to use it in the shop because that's the next place. And what they did is they stole the item out of the shop for no money.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and I was just like, well, now I have to use this in the devil deal. And I did, and the devil deal was free.
What?
I was just like, wait, the what now? I'm sure it does other stuff, like if you hit an enemy or if you hit a rock or maybe it can pick up items from across a chasm or something. Like, all that is possible, but that also seems really good.
Yeah. Getting devil room deals for free, especially if you can go in, get a really powerful item, and then get an angel room the next floor.
Right.
Yes, please.
The last one is called Death's List. It took me a long time to figure out how to use this, but basically whenever you enter a room, the subtitle on it is "Just Hope You're Not Next." And when you enter a room, an enemy has a skull on top of it. And when you kill the enemy with a skull, the skull moves to the next one, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
My first inclination was, well, if I kill all the enemies with the skulls, then it's going to hit me and I'm going to die. That's not the case. The case is, and I had to look this up to understand what it does, if you kill the enemies in order, the ones that are marked with a skull, at the end, it will drop you some sort of bonus. Like a key, or a pill, or a soul heart, or like a range up, or a speed up, or something like that. And it seems like you get more and more rewards the more rooms you do that in, but as soon as you miss one of them, the reward sets all the way back down to 0.
Okay, that's interesting. So
it's really cool. I guess unless you have one of those runs like we were talking about before, where it's just like, you have one giant tier that sweeps the room and kills everybody.
Yeah, that would make it slightly more difficult.
Yeah. So, yeah, Afterbirth Plus. It would be nice if it was on Xbox One, but it sounds like that's just never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it took all my effort, not going to lie. I was playing around on one of my regular runs, got the crystal ball prediction slot machine. Mm-hmm. And it popped up with a text message saying Afterbirth is cancelled, and it took all my effort to not screenshot that and send it to everybody.
Burn this place down.
Yep.
Yeah. But I didn't really do anything other than sort of messing around. I have I don't even have It Lives on my save slot. Because if I remember correctly, back when I was making Isaac YouTube videos, I had a Steam sync issue, and it blew out my save file one day.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I tried to recover it, and I couldn't. So I said, "Well, okay, I'll just play Isaac again." Because why not?
Because of course you did. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, it'll just be the thing I do for the rest of my life. We'll just play Isaac again. Why not?
Yeah, I was actually talking with a friend of the show, Balkirk, last night while we were playing End Times.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife jumped out of playing with us to go and play Rainbow Six Siege, and he said, "Well, that's because she's going to play Siege for the rest of her life, isn't it?" And I was like,
right.
"Yep." Her response was, "They'll make a sequel eventually."
Yeah.
And I've just made the correlation. My wife in Siege is you and Isaac.
Yep.
It's like, oh, there's a chance to play it. I will play it.
It will just
now.
be installed on everything. I'll be one of those guys in 40 years that's like running the 2058 version of DOSBox. It's like, I got a new quantum computer, but I have to run Steam's emulator to run Isaac.
Yep. Windows 10 box.
Yeah, exactly. Running some VM in 40 years. All right, well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. That's our episode this week, and thank you, Moonpir, for joining me, as always.
Thank you for the invite, No. Where's my Afterbirth? I want my Afterbirth.
Plus T's.
Mm-hmm.
And our adventures in the basement continue next week.